Hi, Internet. Welcome to the channel. I'm John Appleseed, your host. Delighted to have you with me as we solve the Sunday New York Times Crossword puzzle posted on July 20th, 2025. The constructor is Michael Schlossberg. Will Shortz is the editor. The title of today's puzzle is 10-point spread. Don't know what that will mean, and I'll probably forget it as we get in. 10-point spread. One across is the small screen's second golden age, informally. Don't know that. One down, kisser. Can be your mouth. Two down, Jannings, who won the first Best Actor Oscar. I think that's Emil Jannings. Three down, Sunday School recess. Apse is a recess in a church, an alcove. Might be it, but let's get some crossing letters. Four down, Chinese symbol of hope and prosperity. Don't know. Five down, beater of pocket rockets in Texas Hold'em. Don't know that. Six down, the floating city. Bespin from The Empire Strikes Back. Don't know. 19 across is one working near home. An umpire will be working near home plate in a baseball game. 23 across in italics, indicating a themed answer. Cardinal point with a question mark. Okay, we'll have to figure out what that means. 10-point spread. So point is in the clue. So maybe these are all the clues will involve the word point or something. 26 across, ignore the alarm. Say, sleep in. You ignore your bedside alarm and you keep sleeping. Kisser. Not sure about that. Let's try apps for the Sunday school recess. Four down. Don't know. Trips is something from poker. Triple examples of the same card, I think. Bespin might fit. I don't think B is an ending for one across. The small screen is television. So the golden age of television was in the 50s with Milton Berle and Jack Benny, I guess. Then what is the second golden age? Some other kind of TV. Peak TV? Maybe Venice is the floating city, because it is on the canals. Your puss can be your mouth. Peak TV, I guess. A kite? Is that a symbol of hope and prosperity in China? I guess it could be. So Sistine Chapel is a point is it in the Vatican City or just in Rome? Sistine Chapel, but it's a point where you might find a cardinal, a place where you might find a Vatican official, a cardinal of the Catholic Church. Seven down is you get the picture. Don't know. Eight down, sound while sticking out one's tongue. How do you spell that? Don't know. Nine down, Greek sisters of myth. The Fates, or what else? Don't know. 10 down, pop star Dua Lipa. She's been on Saturday Night Live, so I know her name. 11 down, before Times, then, maybe. 12 down, second most populous city in the world, after Tokyo. Delhi, India, might be. Then completed in 2 under par, 7 across. That's eagled from golf. You got an eagle, a double bogey, or a double birdie is an eagle. You get the picture, etc. I'm not going to keep naming things. You get the picture. Or you might say ah to the doctor while sticking out your tongue. 9 down, Greek sisters. And before Times, eaves, flourish, thrive. We'll spell ah with A-H-H. Thrive for flourish. Eves are the times before a holiday like Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve. The Graces were sisters in Greek myth, I think. And 27 across, tipping point. Yes, it's another point. Point where you might tip would be a cash something, cash bar, or I don't know. 13 across, Indian tourist Mecca. be Agra, except that doesn't fit. Agra where the Taj Mahal is. 21 across, wait for it, finished. No, 25 across, philanthropist, blank French Gates. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, as I know, being a regular NPR listener. Let's do this. 14 down, much desired blood type for short, probably something negative. 15 down, fly by the seat of one's pants. Don't know, 22 down, derelict. No, 16 across is scoundrel. An imp can be a scoundrel, maybe. 16 down, repentant. A penitent person is sorry, is regretting, I don't know. 17 down, author of The Princess and the Pea and the Ugly Duckling. Not Aesop, who's the other famous fairy tale author, Hans Christian Andersen. Maybe it's Andersen. Maybe Cad for scoundrel, and then that fits with Andersen. I don't know if it's with an E or an O. Wait for it, finished, and done. I think that's what that is. Letter opener for 18 down could be dear sir, maybe might be a generic way to open a letter. Tipping point is a cash. No, 32 across. Terse affirmation. I do, I am. 41 across. What makes a twister twistier? I don't know. 43 across. Absolutamente. Spanish for absolutely. That could be CC. Please say CC. Say you and your Spanish eyes will wait for me. So CC is just the word yes, repeated twice. 15 down. Fly by the seat of one's pants could be to ad lib. Indian tourist Mecca. Let's do this. Game on might fit. And Goa, former Portuguese enclave in India, might be a tourist Mecca. O negative for Oneg. Nutrient initials. Recommended daily allowance is how they measure doses of nutrients. A cash register for the tipping point. RDA Delhi. I do for the terse affirmation, and 41 across. What makes a twistier? You're adding an I to the word twister to make it twistier, so an I goes in there. Scottish regional accents, I think, are burrs. Brogue for Irish accent, burr for Scottish accent is kind of the stereotypical usage. Disused is something that is derelict. It is not in use. Contrite for repentant. Yes, I'm sorry, I'm very contrite. Airport sign carrier for 49 across. Sign carrier, don't know that. Muslim leader for 42 down. That is an imam. And 50 down, epic time. Okay, let's spell Anderson with an E. And then one who meets you with the sign at the airport could be your driver, your pickup ride. And epic time could be an era. So meter, Anderson with an E. 53 across, a plot point. A point where you might have a plot of land. Could be some kind of garden. Give me just a plot of not a lot of land. And thou swell, thou witty, thou grand. So I think plot, this is going to be some kind of garden. Don't know what it is. The father of transcendentalism, I'm going to guess Ralph Waldo Emerson, who was a transcendentalist writer. Didn't know he was the father of transcendentalism, but let's put that in. Common lampshade, shade for 39 down, beginning with an O, or maybe it's an E. I get my Andersons and Emersons mixed up here. I'm not sure. 47 across, cry, near a scarecrow. There might be a crow there, crying caw, I guess. Scottish negative, let's try it, nay, for 40 down. We might pronounce that with a nice Scottish burr. Ochre? Is that a shade for a lamp shade? If this were an H, an herb garden. Might grow some oregano or thyme or something. Let's try ochre. And that also might be ER. 48 down is Star Trek II, The Blank of Khan, Wrath of Khan. And 59 across potpourri feature is Aroma, I think. 57 across, Tree Ring to a dendrochronologist. They have one ring per year. So each ring represents a year to the dendro meaning tree and chrono meaning time. So I guess that's somebody who tells how old a tree is. 63 across, Take a Hike, Pal. Beat It. 58 down, Biblical Shepherd, Cain and Abel. Abel was the shepherd and Cain was the gardener who offered offerings of the fruit of the land, of plants, and rather than animals, and therefore his sacrifice was not accepted. And he got jealous and killed his brother Abel, according to the book of Genesis. 29 across, Few and Far Between, Scarce. 30 down, Race with an Anchor, be a relay. The anchor leg is the longest one, the last one. Brunch Station Offering, maybe a crepe. 56 across, Blank Miss, Ole Miss. It's in a university, right? Charm could be enamor. And 34 across, My Word. In brackets, so probably like a gasp might fit. It was sound you make to express that sentiment, my word. Astronaut Gissam. Is it Gil or Gus? I'm not sure. 44 across, Really, Really. Don't know. 51 across, Fine. Point. Someone where you might have to pay a fine, maybe a speed trap. To pay a fine for your speeding ticket. Let's try Gus Grissom. 35 down, Finster R. Horn, for example. I'm going to guess that's an Alp, maybe one of the peaks in the Alps. Looks kind of Swiss German. Really, Really can be ultra. For 44 across, 36 down, Furtiveness, Stealth. Is Furtiveness. 37 down, Triumph, Prevail. 56 across, Swear, could be a vow or a ver. Festoon for 45 down is Adorn. Let's try a vow for take an oath, take a vow. Stick on a tree is a twig. Probably sticky. And 60 across, What the Mosquirix Vaccine Targets. Probably something that prevents mosquito bites, which might give you malaria. 60 down, Many residents for short. Oh, residents in a hospital, maybe MDs, doctors. 61 down, Organization with a tipsy tow service. They'll tow your car if you're tipsy. AAA. Haven't heard of that tipsy tow service. I'm trying to figure out if that's something you would want to take advantage of or if you're trying to avoid. 63 across, Match Point. A point in which you might get a match, a dating game, what else would it be? Let me just check. 75 across, Comic, who said, one thing about being narrow-minded, you'll never be lonely. Okay, I haven't heard that quote, but Mort Saul is a humorist I've heard of. 62 down, Up. Above. 70 down, Plans for the Future, in brief. Don't know. 71 down, Actress Smith, Fox's Empire. Don't know that. 76 across, Sing-song Refrain Syllables. Tra-laws might fit. Up. Active? What is the dating? I want to say dating game. I can't think of a word that means up that begins AG. AGT. I don't know, 79 across, Mary Westmacott. For Agatha Christie. Did she write under that name? Is that an alias? Let's move over to this section maybe. 65 across, Supergiant. Could be a star. Supergiant. Yeah, I put in Nova for Supergiant before, which is incorrect. Supergiant would be a kind of star. You are the angel glow that lights a star The dearest things I know are what you are. So I think it's star. Lhasa Apso is a breed of dog, I think. Wrath, 54 down. Joie de vivre can be brio, elan, a kind of zest for life. More than wanna. I don't just wanna, I gotta. And then this is going to be a photo, a point in which you might see a flash on a camera. Flash point. Photo, don't know. 43 down, funk. Can be a smell, an odor. 74 down, annual celebrations, informally. Don't know. 78 across, total. Add to, or add up. 84 across, galoot, let's try oaths. Annual celebrations. 65 down, it's literally inflated in the kitchen. Soufflé is a dish in the kitchen that is inflated. Soufflé means inflated in French. 66 down, mast attachment above a gaff. I don't know that term, but I'm trying to think of a sailing term that might fit. I don't know. 67 down was QB stat, so maybe a pass attempt for a quarterback statistic. 68 down, fraternity letter, could be rho, a Greek letter that begins with R. A photo booth is where you might see a flash. The top sprit, or the topsail, topsail. Fashion the topsail yards. Add up to for total, 78 across. Annual celebrations. Oh, B-days. Okay, that didn't make any sense, and then suddenly it did. Birthdays can be abbreviated B-days or said informally. All right, souffle, topsail, attempt, and row. Those all fit. And what is 76 across? It's tra-las or fa-las. La 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 la. 77 down, enough. No, 81 down, bring up the rear. To tail. Quit tailing behind. Maybe. I'm going to try alias. Maybe that's a name she wrote under. 79 down, the Golden Bachelor Network. I guess that's ABC. Just because it has an A at the beginning. 80 down, without. Without. Less. None of these are clicking. 88 down, or 88 down, alley blank, alley oop. And 77 down, enough. 85 across is a style point. Some kind of salon. Or a barbershop. That fits with the B and O, a barbershop where you might get your hair styled. 93 across, Sawbones in brief. Sawbones is a doctor, a medico? Not sure. 97 across, Japanese pitcher nicknamed the Tornado. Don't know. 105 across, barn raising participants. That is a stereotypical Amish activity, so maybe some of the participants in a barn raising might be Amish. 93 down, hot, hot, hot. No, 85 down, cousin of a man crush. A bromance, I think. Kind of has the same sense. 86 down, took in. Altered, or I'm thinking of it, taking in a garment. You can also take in a guest or a stray animal. Don't know. 87 down, cock, rooster. Fits there. Sawbones. Are they surgeons in particular? Operating room doctors, maybe OR docs. Let's try less for without. Don't know the pitcher's name. 111 across, sticking point. No, 120 across, home to Uganda's presidential palace. Kampala, I think, is the capital of Uganda, which doesn't fit. 124 across, biting, acerbic. Could be wit. Acerbic wit is biting wit. 127 across, like hemoglobin. It's in your blood. Is it red? Hot, hot, hot is on a tear. You're on a hot streak. Let's try red for the color of hemoglobin, I guess. Took in. Can't think of the pitcher's name. Entebbe is there's an airport in Uganda where the Israelis conducted a daring hostage rescue back in the 70s or 80s. So maybe Entebbe's where that's a place in Uganda. So I'm going to guess that's where the palace is as well. Took in. 106 down, woodworking or bird watching can be hobbies. That's a hobby. 128 across, still, yet. Surely I can always be that way again, and yet I've grown accustomed to the trace of something in the air, accustomed to her face. So 98 across is Sam, the sidekick of Frodo from the Tolkien books. Aspect for facet. Obie is a theater award. I guess it was first given in 1956. I don't know the difference between an Obie and a Tony. Tattoo parlor is where you might get stuck with a needle. So that would be a point where you get sticking. Admitted. Took in. Admitted, yes. Nomo. I don't know Nomo the pitcher, but I'm going to trust to luck there. Okay, 107 across. Blank Paulo is Sao Paulo, the city in Brazil. Petting zoo noise. Ma, sound made by a goat. 108 down. Heart is an organ. Heart, for example. Can I fill in this section now? 71 down. Actress Smith. Might end in an A. Alternative Yahoo Mail for 94 across. That may be AOL, America Online. Enough is ample. Okay, tail is wrong. Bring up the rear. Is it Lhasa Apso, maybe? What would bring up the rear be? You are awake and up. You are stirring around. You are astir. Let's try tra-laws for the singing refrain. Symbols. Plans for the future can be an individual retirement account. Okay, dating site for a point at which you might find a match. And Tasha is a name that might go with Smith as the name of the actress on Fox's Empire. Okay, so now that I see this, I think it might be Lhasa Apso instead of Lhasa Apsa. I'm sure I've made that mistake before in either direction. In whichever direction is incorrect is the one I put in before. But M-O, bring up the rear. To moon someone is to bring up your rear end and point it in their direction. Well, 82 down, Newbery winning author Scott. Is there Scott O'Neill, maybe? 83 down, twangy, could be a nasal voice, a nasal twangy tone in your voice. Low point. I don't know. 95 across, it's just a guess. An estimate is just a guess, would be abbreviated that way. Gym is gymnasium is what? I don't know. 102 down, suburban setting. 109 across, lessons. Allays, I think it's O'Neill, the name of the author. So if I put an L there, allays might fit for lessons. I'm going to allay your fears. This is an N, low point. Or is it dairy farm fits for low point, a point at which you might hear the lowing of the cows. So maybe Scott Odell. 90 down, the plan has been approved. It's a go. Gym is a PE class. Okay, gym, the class in school would be a PE class. Suburban setting. A car lot. Suburban may be the name of a vehicle here. You might find a Suburban on a car lot. 113 down, one of the 10 plagues of Egypt, like lice with one. 114 down, Dungeons and Dragons baddies. Let's try orcs. Car lot for where you might find a Suburban. 125 across, flagship Honda model Accord. You might also find that on a car lot. Wise king in the Iliad and Odyssey, Nestor the Wise. Always had great stories to tell all the other Greeks. Ticketmaster specification. SRO, standing room only, maybe. Navy submarine head, I guess that's the commander, abbreviated CDR. Brownie point, a Girl Scout something. Brownies is the equivalent of Cub Scouts for the Girl Scouts, I think. Standing room only. Why would you specify you only want standing room only? I guess maybe that's something that you might get on your ticket from Ticketmaster, I guess. Okay, 115 across. Smooths as the way. Grades. Doesn't fit. 103 down. IHOP selection. Yeah, I like syrups for that. I liked their strawberry syrup when I was a kid. 110 down. Place atop. Set on. Maybe. 116 down. 124 in Yankee Stadium. Don't know that. 117 down. Quench. Sate. You can sate your thirst or your hunger. Gulf bigwig. Probably a mirror. And 119 down. Some cruise ship amenities. All right, smooths is greases, smooths the way, greases the skids. Girl Scout camp, maybe. 126 across, lover of Bassanio in Shakespeare. Portia is another Shakespearean character. Isn't that from Merchant of Venice, maybe? There are 24 acres in Yankee Stadium. Okay, I'll accept that. They're not good looks. Sneers, yeah, acre. Sneers. Girl Scout camp and spas could be amenities on a cruise ship. P does not finish the puzzle because we've got these blank squares up here that I forgot about. More cunning. Let's try Slyer. Stately trees are elms. Kind of cycle at night would be rapid eye movement. Cycle in your sleep. Partner would be the missus. And so S finishes the puzzle. There we go. Managed to sneak in under a half hour, which is usually kind of my marker, my informal marker of how difficult a puzzle is. If it takes me more than 30 minutes, I know it's on the getting into the difficult side. So this one was getting there, but not too bad. Did we have 10? I'm not going to count. I think there were 10 clues that had points. 10-point spread was the title. I'm not going to count them, but I think there were. But yeah, they were all points or places where you might find these things or do these things. A cash register, the Sistine Chapel, where you might find a cardinal. Cash register where you might tip, so on. It turned out to be ochre, and with the R-E ending, I wasn't quite sure how to spell that, and I wasn't quite sure how to spell Emerson. I did have to correct my spelling of Anderson to make meter fit in. One who meets is a meter. Herb garden, malaria. Yeah, I just kind of guessed that from Moscarix and mosquito having the same root word there. Dating site was a match point. That took a little thinking. And barbershop for a style point. At first I wanted some kind of salon until I went through some other alternatives in my mind and came up with barbershop. Bromance. Nomo. I don't know that picture. We'll have to look that up. All right. That was a good puzzle. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.